Now then, we have a lot to talk about, including a new Switch competitor, some big game updates, and a very super secret Twitter account. But we cannot begin this video any other way than cue the picture of Wiglet. Good morning, Wiglet, and good morning, Wiglet fans. The newest Pokemon has arrived from a very interesting little trailer here, which was supposed to be set up like a Zoom call between Pokemon professors, and they uncovered the first R-Fake Pokemon. This is the convergent species. This is Wiglet, aka Diglett, but something went very wrong. He got stretched, he got pale, and he still has that big bulbous nose. The newest Pokemon, I don't know. The reception is hard to read. The room is all like trying to figure out how they feel, because this Pokemon on one hand looks incredible, on the other hand looks, so it's Wiglet, and this is bridging the gap between a lot of the leaks from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet now into the real game, where we do have these convergent species that previously were different and then evolved into the Pokemon we know today. Like this guy somehow became Diglett, but he's Wiglet. Now, I don't know if Wiglet can terrestrialize, but I do know a terabyte when I see one. This is the Lexar Play card. It is the best memory card you can put inside your Switch, and it can store all your games. They come in all sorts of sizes, 128 gigs up to a terabyte. The terabyte literally will house your Switch games for generations. 128 still is a good amount. The good people at Lexar make an amazing, fast, safe, secure card. Make sure to click the link in the description down below if you need some extra memory for your Switch. Every time you click the link, help support the channel, so you know what to do, baby. Now, if you're in the Mario sphere, there is a Mario Movie Twitter account with no posts and more followers than I have. Go follow the SwitchForce Twitter. Come on, there's always a link in the description. This is sad. They haven't posted a single thing. It's at Super Mario Movie. Now, nobody knows if this is real or not. Like, is this just someone being cute and squatting a domain, or is this actually Nintendo? We do know that on October 6th, they're going to reveal the first footage of the movie at New York Comic Con, and maybe they will use this Twitter to help bolster that and spread, posters, fantastic shots, other little clips, a picture of Bowser. I don't know. So if you want to go follow at Super Mario Movie, you can, but follow at the SwitchForce. We're almost at episode 400. Can you believe that? 398 today. 398 Good Morning Marios. Life comes quick. Before you know it, there's going to be a small me running around. I don't know. I feel like it was just yesterday that I was lighting Mario on fire for episode 3. 398. We should probably do something pretty cool for 400. Now, EA wanted to celebrate 398 by unveiling Wild Hearts. We talked about this yesterday, and I said if the trailer was sick, we would revisit. And okay, the trailer's really cool. This is next-gen Monster Hunter set in feudal Japan with an emphasis on strange building structures that do things like wham a comedic hammer after a giant warthog. Now, the beasts look beautiful, and I would think that this has the best Monster Hunter graphics yet. I mean, World was on last gen, Rise is on Switch, no shade to those, but this looks beautiful. And the combat is supposed to be sort of a hybrid between the more calculated action and slower paced Monster Hunter and the Musou games that Koei Tecmo typically does. It's supposed to bring a new flavor of combat into the monster hunting genre. By all other accounts, it looks like Monster Hunter, except for all these strange towers you build. It almost felt like Fortnite Monster Hunter, but the creators were quick to announce that no, it's not Fortnite. You're not building like big towers to look down and bazooka on. You're basically building help. You're basically building different traps and different weapons to help concoct the battlefield. It's 3-player co-op, not 4. I don't know what the big deal with 3 is this generation, but this is going to be a next-gen game, and best part, February 17th. It's out February 17th. This game gets announced the end of September, and it's out less than 5 months later. 4.5 months, boom, that's a short cycle. Love to see it. You know what we hate to see, though? It's PS5, Series X, and PC. Not on Switch, because we don't have a next-gen system. Maybe one day, and maybe this is going to push Nintendo in that direction. All right, the fine folks over at Razer, the people that made... Well, actually, I don't have anything Razer right now, because I swapped out my my mouse pad thing. What do you call this? A desk pad? My keyboard is not Razer. My mouse is not Razer. My headphone... Nothing is Razer. I used to have a lot of Razer products, but now I don't. But Razer is trying to make me by a new product, which is their 5G portable handheld. Now, this uses the Snapdragon G3X Gen 1 5G ultra wideband. It was announced today. We're going to get more information in October. It does have a D-pad. It does have nice triggers. And basically, this is a Game Pass machine. It's to be used for streaming over 5G, so they claim to have lightning fast streaming ability, so you'll be able to play all of those Game Pass games on the go on your handheld. So this is like, I guess, in between a Steam Deck and a Switch. Switch is like, just play the Nintendo stuff, and the performance and graphics aren't that great. And then Steam Deck is like, play all your Steam library, but you can put it on there. And then this is like, okay, stream stuff you already have access to. So obviously, it's not targeting the same audience, and obviously it does not have as big of an audience. I don't think any of these sort of extra devices are ever going to challenge the Switch. In fact, the Steam Deck won't challenge the Switch because of how entrenched Nintendo is in gamers' hearts and minds. But it is interesting to see more and more of these devices, and I hope that the result of this is not that everybody goes and buys it, but rather that Nintendo says, okay, time to go. I hope the result is not that this comes out, nobody really cares, and Nintendo says, okay, we're fine sitting put with pretty crappy performance. This, by all accounts, will run very well, and I mean, it's streaming, so it doesn't have to be supercharged, but it does look like a nifty handheld. It's probably going to cost a lot of money, given that it's tied in with Verizon and Razer, and there's a 3G model that's probably going to be cheaper, but the 5G is what you'll want for streaming, and I don't know. Does anybody have interest in this? It's not going to challenge the Switch because it does not have Tears of the Kingdom. It does not have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It does not have Super Mario Odyssey or Fire Emblem Engage or any of the titles to come in the coming years or any of the massive library already established. Some may wonder why they're even making this, because it's chewing into just a small fraction of the market, but there must be a market there, and I feel like they're waiting to have another one of these hit. You know, back in the day, there were a lot of handhelds, and we're getting back to that point thanks to Switch. They're not like as traditional as a DS or a PSP, but we do now have a Steam Deck, and we have a Razer, and there's another one that came out recently, and there's obviously the Switch and the OLED and the Lite, and the handheld space looks so different. Like when I was little, I never thought handhelds could be this. Handheld to me was my Game Boy Color and Pokemon Red. That's what it was. Like that was, okay, you sacrifice everything down to a little tiny square so that you can play on the go with a few colors in your Game Boy. Now we're having the opportunity to play things like Halo Infinite and Assassin's Creed Odyssey on this Razer device. Or on your Steam Deck, you can play Elden Ring, and on your Switch, you can play Mario Kart and the upcoming Zelda main release. And that is super sick. I think it's been so long that we forget that, like, wow, we live in a cool world. The Switch has been out for 6 years, but before the Switch, you had to make significant sacrifices to play on the go. And that's just not the case anymore. I always feel like games are stuck in the mud a bit. Like this generation, I feel, has such diminishing returns compared to the last. I don't know that we've seen anything that is so impressive it couldn't have been played on a PS4 or a Xbox One X. But this is where I think gaming has made substantial leaps and bounds. The fact that we can take these things with us on the go, the fact that these devices allow us to play big games wherever we may be, and those big games just become games, and now there's no real limit. You're not limited by the fact that you want to go on the go, especially with something that has 5G streaming like this, and despite the cost and the fact that you only have a plan through Verizon, you can play incredible games with incredible visuals wherever you are, and that's a victory. Now, I hope Nintendo looks at this and says, aha, we've got the games, you don't have them, you can never have them, now we're going to bring the tech so we once again can crush them all, because the Switch is incredible. The Switch has owned the market space, but at some point, it'll get a bit crusty, if it's not already. And Nintendo, I beg you to get ahead of the curve. I feel like in generations past, you've just sort of set pretty and like, you're like, oh, it's fine, we're in the lead. No, get going. Get that new thing out there, and who knows, it might be out before this Razer thing if rumors and leaks are to be believed. But then again, nobody probably really knows. But 2023 and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom could be where Nintendo responds to all of these extra copycat devices and delivers, once again, a blow that reshapes, shifts, and totally owns the gaming industry. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think about these competitor systems. Do you have any interest, or the fact that it's streaming only? Even 5G, do you just not trust it? We know cloud gaming is a disaster on the Switch. This is a very different story, but I think some people will still rather have native, and I think if it's not Switch, it's Steam Deck. I don't know how much room there is for something like Razer's new gaming device. But let me know what you think. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Anybody that is dealing with or evacuated from the Florida hurricane, I send just such good wishes and hope and security and safety to you. And stay positive, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe out there no matter where you are. Love y'all lots. See you soon. SwitchForce out.